classic American frat boy, American Shad. Wait, what? Sorry, rewind. We're actually learning about a classic American fish, American shad. Life cycle of American shad. American shad are born in freshwater, with clear and tiny eggs, smaller than the end of your pencil. Depending on the water temperature, these eggs will develop and hatch within 8 to 12 days. Newly hatched shad are very thin and have a yolk sac attached to them. This yolk sac gives them the nutrients they need to grow until they're big enough to start feeding on their own. Shad are anadromous fish, meaning they migrate from freshwater to saltwater. The juvenile shad will live in freshwater, for example, the Chesapeake Bay, for several months before migrating to the Atlantic Ocean in the fall. Shad will stay in the Atlantic Ocean for around 4 to 5 years. Once they're around 18 inches long, they're fully grown. Once they're adults, American shad return to the freshwater that they were born in by detecting slight chemical differences in the water. Upon reaching their birthplace, they'll lay around 100,000 eggs in sandy, shallow areas of the river. And then the cycle starts all over again. Adaptations. American shad turn darker in color when they go to rivers to spawn, that is, lay eggs. This helps them camouflage and avoid being eaten. American shad are also very powerful swimmers. They have to be if they want to be able to battle the current and swim upstream. Their anatomy also helps. American shad's swim bladders allow them to control how much they float or sink. This allows them to save energy that would have otherwise been used in swimming. And their otoliths, or ear bones, allow them to detect slight chemical differences in the water. Just like we can tell when we've arrived back home, shad's otoliths allow them to sense when they've arrived back to where they were born. Overfishing is a major issue facing American shad. Overfishing happens when fish are taken out of the water faster than they can reproduce. This leads to a decrease in the fish population and can cause a chain reaction that affects other species as well. The big question is, of course, why do we care about what's happening to shad? We care because shad are vital to both humans and the shad have historical importance. Since the time of colonists, shad have filled the rivers of the Chesapeake Bay watershed. In the spring, rivers would have so many migrating shad that anyone who saw them would describe them as silver rather than blue. When George Washington was a military leader during the Revolution, the migrating fish provided food for his soldiers during difficult times. The British Army tried stopping the fish, however, even they couldn't. In a way, maybe shad were the ones who won the American Revolution for us. Environment. Like any animal, shad are an important part of the ecosystem of coastal regions along the East Coast. As a member of their complex food web, they play an important role not only as predators but also as sources of food for other organisms such as bears, birds, and larger fish.